this right there. Oh boy, I got a little dark. That's great. Hey guys, welcome to another episode on TFBTV. Today we're here with Scott from Machine Gun Dad. Scott, thank you again so much for coming out today.
Yep, anytime.
And please give Scott's channel a look out. Machine Gun Dad, really cool stuff. Gets a lot more in depth than everything we have up on here. We really like to thank Ventura Munitions as well. Thank you so much, Ventura Munitions, for providing us the ammo that we have. So today we're going to be looking at the RPD. The RPD is sort of what? The culmination of the DP28, of the design philosophy that goes on there.
Absolutely. The RP46 would be, I would say, the direct predecessor.
Direct predecessor of that. And the RPD is still serving today in a lot of different countries. You mostly see it in sort of insurgent hands, terrorist hands, rebel hands, in small pockets all over the world. I know I've seen, rebels in Burma with them previously. You see them across Africa occasionally. Not too much in the Middle East. Mostly it's been taken over by AK platforms and Kalashnikov platforms. But today, let's talk about the RPD.
This RPD is a Polish one. It's post-war, probably 53, 54, late 50s. It has the Radom proof stamp, the Circle 11. Believe it or not, they made so many of these guns. When this gun was imported by Century Arms, it was unfired. I basically got a brand new in-the-grease gun. The RPD uses a smaller version of the DP28, what I call a flapping lock system, where the bolt goes back and two flaps come out and lock and recesses in the bolt. That's why we said earlier that it was a descendant of the DP28, which led the DP28 when it became the RP46, which was a belt fed. Mm-hmm. And then this is the next belt fed in the series.
Because the DP28 was initially magazine fed.
Yeah, 47 round pan.
Okay.
RPD is a good gun. It really is. Chrome line barrel. But it has some idiosyncrasies that keep it from being a great gun. First of all, you got a belt fed with no quick change. Even the DP series guns had quick change barrels. The handguards are too small.
Yeah, we noticed that when we were shooting it, it was heating up way, way too much.
100-round belt, and you can barely hold on to this. And I've actually seen guys who didn't really care about them run them and smoke the handguards in a couple belts.
Turn them on fire.
Yeah, well, I've never seen them. Nobody's quite that dumb, but okay. I've seen them make them so they're crackling on the inside. One of the things you noticed,
the gas tube,
and it looks like it's broken.
Yeah,
it looks like it's broken, but it's not. That's supposed to be there, and it does help with cooling, but I don't think I'd be running around in a combat zone with the bolt back, because you're just going to let every foreign object in the world into your gas system. Mm-hmm. The gas system on this is, it's kind of like a Bren gun, the way it rotates, but unlike a Bren gun, which has a spring-loaded knob, this, you literally just loosen a nut, tap it in, and rotate it. So it's a good gas system. Mm-hmm. It's a bad gas system because none of it's stainless steel, none of it's chrome lined, and let's be realistic, if you've ever shot Russian or Chinese surplus, it's incredibly corrosive. Mm-hmm. So there is a fair amount, even though there's a chrome bore in this gun, there is a fair amount of maintenance to keep this gun running. Another thing, obviously the drum holds a belt, it's not a drum magazine. But the way they built the belts, there was a front belt and a back belt. So should you want to use this as a static defensive weapon, you can't make a 250 round belt. Now the Chinese had a 4-part belt. It had a front starter, 2 middle starters of 25, 2 middle 25s, and an ending 25. With the Chinese belt, if you had access to a whole bunch of middles, you could make as long a belt as you want. But then again, I'm thinking in my mind, the Russians designed it that way because you don't have a quick change barrel. You're going to have to stop firing after 100 rounds to change something out and at least give the barrel a little bit of time to cool off. Why wouldn't it be still in service? It shares nothing in common other than caliber with any other Soviet weapon. Mm-hmm. I mean, RPK, AK magazines, AK drums.
Are the links on here, are they only usable with the RPD? There's no other machine gun that uses the links?
No.
They're very specific for that.
But there's like 3 different designs of links, depending on, as I said, the Chinese, the link that you had problems with when they see the video, has a little lip in the front of it that goes over the feed ramp, and the round goes under.
Yep.
And in the back, it has a tab like the MG42 where it just slides into the rim. Well, there's another link where the link actually goes and clips down behind the rim. I don't know which country produced them, but there are obviously somebody thought, we can do it better. And the other thing is, no matter what link you use, they're not easy to load. Mm-hmm. They're not like an MG42 belt where it's just slide them right in. The only linker that I'm aware of was the East German depot linker, which was multi-caliber. You could load 308, 8mm, 7.62 by 54, and 7.62 by 39. That was the only linker that would actually load belts for this. Every other belt out there was manually loaded.
Ouch. It's a long day.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's only a 90-round drum?
100.
A 100-round drum that came with these? There wasn't another kind of drum? All right. It also only goes halfway. I like that feature as a gunner.
And I also noticed it's spring-loaded. So, like, when we were doing the MG42 video, the guy that was running the gun, there were a couple times he was jam clearing and the top cover would come down and smack him in the head.
Yeah.
This one isn't going to do that. And in here, there's so few moving parts that it's not going to break, it's not going to wear out. I think the only thing that might wear out might be the top cover, and again, you could probably unscrew it and put a new top cover on with little or no trouble. It's a good gun. It's not a great gun. Let's compare. This is 50s, 60s. What did we have?
The BAR at that time.
This got way more firepower than a BAR, and a BAR doesn't have quick change barrel.
No, it doesn't.
Even when we went to the M60, that's 308. That's a more heavier machine gun. It's not a saw by any means. We didn't come out with something comparable to this until the FN Minimi, and that's what, 80s. Belt-fed light weapons. The Czechs had the VZ5257, which is, I'll do a video on that is so idiosyncrasy and so over-designed and such a complete miss as a gun. But other than that, I can think of nobody who had an intermediate cartridge belt-fed in the 60s other than this.
Yeah.
There was no competition for this gun.